Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session is on the background of Suggestopedia. I hope and expect by the end of this session, you would have an introduction to Suggestopedia and you would also know what is the background of this particular method of language teaching. Well, my dear students, Suggestopedia, also known as Suggestopedia, is a method developed by the Bulgarian psychiatrist educator Georgy Lozanov. In fact, Suggestopedia is a specific set of learning recommendations derived from suggestology. And I think the name Suggestopedia itself is suggestive of that. Lozanov describes it as a science concerned with the systematic study of the non-rational and or non-conscious influences that human beings are constantly responding to. So Suggestopedia tries to harness these influences and redirect them so as to optimize learning. So according to this method of teaching language in a language learning classroom, there are two important aspects. One, to harness the influences that are unconscious. And secondly, to redirect them to optimize the conscious learning process. As far as the important aspects or the important characteristics of Suggestopedia are concerned, they include, number 1, decoration, number 2, furniture, number 3, the arrangement of the classroom, number 4, the use of music, and number 5, the authoritative behavior of the teacher. So basically what I mean by all these is that in Suggestopedia, the kind of setting that is provided in a classroom, the kind of furniture that is used, the way a classroom is organized or arranged, the kind of music that can be or that is used in the classroom, and the control and authority of the teacher, these are the characteristics that set an environment for learning for the learners. The claims for Suggestopedic learning are indeed very, very dramatic, and it's very interesting. There is no sector of public life where suggestology would not be useful, according to Lozanov, who is one of the major proponents of this particular method. And the claim is actually, I would say, very, very overwhelming, because he claims that every aspect of public life is affected by that. According to him, memorization in learning by the Suggestopedic method seems to be accelerated 25 times over that in learning by conventional methods. So if the method really works and if it really has the expected impact, it means the opportunities of learning are 25 times multiplied, and as compared to the conventional ways of learning, this is 25 times more beneficial and more successful. So from Raja Yoga, Lozanov has borrowed and modified techniques for altering states of consciousness and of concentration, and the use of rhythmic breathing. So, basically this whole Suggestopedia method is based on the yoga techniques where, consciousness, raising self-awareness, focusing, concentration, and then rhythmic breathing are used as the kind of setting parameters that would enable the learners to learn in a better way. From Soviet psychology, Lozanov has taken the notion that all students can be taught a given subject matter at the same level of skill. Now, this is very interesting. Before Suggestopedia, there was not a single method that would have claimed that all the students can be taught at the same skill level. This was for the first time that the claim was made. Lozanov claims that this method works equally well whether or not students spend time on outside study. Now, this is also very interesting because generally speaking, the exposure that student typically gets to L2 is only in the classroom. And one of the major constraints that the teachers or the practitioners complain about is they complain about is that outside the classroom, the learners do not get any opportunities of practicing L2. But here, Lozanov has made a claim that no outside the classroom study is as such necessary. He promises success through Suggestopedia to the academically gifted and the ungifted alike. As far as the features of Suggestopedia are concerned, feature of Suggestopedia is the centrality of music and musical rhythm to learning. As I have already said, that basing it on yoga and taking inspiration from yoga exercises, the rhythm of breathing and then the rhythm of music are crucial or central to it. Suggestopedia thus has a kinship with other functional uses of music, particularly with therapy. Gaston 1968 has referred to 3 functions of music in therapy, which can then be related to Suggestopedia here as well. I would refer to them as one by one. Number 1, to facilitate the establishment and maintenance of personal relations. Number 2, to bring increased self-esteem through increased self-satisfaction in musical performance. And number 3, to use the unique potential of rhythm to energize and to bring order. Now, when we relate all these aspects to the teaching and learning of language in an L2 classroom, and when we look at Suggestopedia as a method of teaching, it becomes very interesting because the proponents of Suggestopedia focus more on the use of kind of setting, of furniture, of music in the background to set the entire mood that facilitates the process of learning.